Yo, 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 y'all know how we do. Always put your help well, but I better understand the self. I know we back at it again, man. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to everybody holding it down, standing on business. But yeah, I got a show for us today, y'all. We got a lot going on. Everybody getting their notifications. I'm gonna let them come in, but we got a show with a lot going on. We got why is everybody mad we delineating? Young Thug actually took a picture and sat down with the rabbis like Kanye West did. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the private prisons is suing the state because they ain't filling up. They ain't filling up the prisons. So I'm gonna tap into that too, though. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Push on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate it. I got two screens going on because one is for the shorts, man. It's this new thing they got going on StreamYard, but we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. So let's get it. So this lady, right? This been going viral today. It's been a lot of people. They're saying that it's toxic for Black culture to try to identify with Black American culture so we can understand, our identity. They want us to be, have a, I don't know. I'm gonna let this lady explain. I want to know what y'all think, but it's a lot of people mad at us wanting to claim what's ours, seeing that the system try to dilute our success, the things we created. I had a short where I showed on all our people who created things, but without further ado, y'all check this out. Let me watch how this lady try to explain how what we doing is being
saying that Black culture is just a Black American thing is so offensive. I told myself I would not be involved in any more diaspora wars, and I was doing a good job. Guys. Okay, until now, because now I have to say something. Unfortunately, I have to talk. I have to speak. The conversation that's going on right now on TikTok is so divisive, but so harmful to the Black community that morally I can't not say anything. Like I have to say, like I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I didn't say anything, because people are so wrong and strong, and they don't understand how violent this conversation is that we're having.
So listen to this, what this lady is saying. This lady is saying from what Black American people want to call themselves in America, that this is dangerously violent. Y'all see how everybody pushing this goalpost? Now it's like we want to just take claim of our music, our culture, things that we created, because it's a lot that's being diluted. And now it's like this is dangerous. Listen to this girl. This lady is crazy.
On TikTok right now. So the conversation we're having on TikTok right now, which I don't know why we're having it, because it's nonsensical to me, but the conversation is we're talking about being Black in America. So people are debating whether being Black means just being Black in America, as in Black Americans equal Black. So
now you can tell by her accent, she's not Black. I mean, she's not technically Black, means Black American. That's where the term came from. Everybody had other terms in other countries, bro. In Africa, y'all had y'all terms. Y'all didn't use the word Black American or Blacks. That was a term for America. So now, where is it used anywhere else at? We can see on our census, on our reports.
So if you're not from America and you're Black, you're not Black. You are Nigerian if you're from Nigeria, or you're Jamaican if you're from Jamaica, etc.
The only reason y'all claim as Black is because y'all came over to America. So it was like you Black, and then everybody kind of adopted. FBAs are weak in Black power. How? I want to know how, bro. Call in. I want you saying they're weak in Black power, right? How though? You got to make it make sense, bro. You can't just, it sounds like everybody's emotional about it.
But if you're Black in America, then you are just Black. They're also talking about Black culture, as in Black culture is only Black American culture. And this is so xenophobic, guys. It's just straight, we're just doing xenophobia debates. Like, it's so weird to me. The reason why it's xenophobic is because there is no such thing as just Black culture in terms.
You ain't even talking about the history though. You just saying stuff that you see other people do. You ain't talking about where that Black came from. It came from here in America. That's where the term started being used. So if we were calling ourselves black and that was the term here, what's the problem? Everybody wasn't using the term.
Of it being just for Americans. There's no such thing as being black as in it being just for Americans.
We don't care if you call yourselves black. We're not saying anybody from any other country can call themselves black. It's just understanding the origin of it. When you try to dilute it, it's just like everything we created. You try to just dilute everything we create, our culture here, and we gotta like say, okay, this is where this stuff comes from. This is where this originates. And it seems like people are upset.
And if you believe that, you believe that Americans are more superior than the rest of diaspora, and you're being xenophobic. Let me break it down.
Nobody ain't never say Americans are more superior. But if you're talking about financial and like, if you look at what the Black Panther Party did international, we're the only group of black people that really had a group of black people internationally connected. Not Nigerians, not any other black people. We was the ones, if you look up the history, the Black Panther Party was everywhere. China, it was the White Panther Party. We got those kind of institutions. So, I mean, let's just keep it real. You know, I mean, we did the most work. And if you look at a financial stance, we the leaders when it comes to the finance. So, I mean, if you upset at that, it's just say you upset at that. Don't just try to make it seem like we're superior. We ain't saying we
superior. Black is a race. So if you have melanated skin, you're black. Like me, I'm black and nerdy. We are black. If you are from Africa, if you're a descendant from sub-Saharan Africa, you have melanated skin.
We are descendants from the world. We are descendants from everywhere. We're aboriginals from the whole world. You got aboriginal people in Australia. You got aboriginal people in Philippines. Okay. So I don't understand why what's the issue?
You are considered black. And in America, say you've got one drop of black in you, your mom's white, your dad's black, you are considered black. In the UK, you would be considered mixed race, biracial, etc. But whatever, you're black, you're black. Your descendants are from Africa, you got brown skin, you're from Africa, you're black. That's it. Black the race. Now let's talk about black the culture.
So I can prove this as wrong because I just like I said, it's aboriginal people in all parts of the land. Ireland, even in Europe, bro. Black people was in Europe. Okay, so we know black people is everywhere, but listen to what she say. How she trying to
that black culture is just a black American thing is so offensive and so wrong, because if you break down black culture in America, black culture in America is made up of black people from other diasporas. You couldn't have certain parts of black American culture if you decided to just take out everyone. If you said black American culture is only for people that were descendants of chattel slavery, it's only for black people that descend from people that came over on the boats into slavery and then built America. If that is all that black culture is, then you would exclude so many people that were a part of black culture that don't fit that bill. For example, Malcolm X, he's Grenadian. So according to you guys, he wouldn't fit the bill of black culture in America because his mum's Grenadian. And then you've got
what is his father?
Sidney Poitier. I think he was the first black man to win an Oscar.
See, she don't even understand how we even break down our lineage. So it's just like arguing with somebody that's not from here and they telling us what we are is just totally crazy. It's people that made themselves a part of the Black Panther Party. When Black Panther Party was created in America, they had chapters everywhere. They called themselves the Black Panther Party. But where did it originate? It wasn't like it originated there. They took on that same cosplay. So it's like you making it seem like we're known for being like nasty to immigrants. So we like, nah, we always been a people that connected us. Who else did it? Just tell me in history, who else did it? All right. What group of people connected everybody? Because y'all talking about doing it, but who have did it? Who has the history of doing it? And we have the history of doing it, and you attacking us for trying to be FBA.
He's Bahamian. And then you've got Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman in Congress in America. She's from Barbados. Like, at the end of the day, we, as in the Caribbean diaspora and the African diaspora, are all up in Black American culture. And that shouldn't be a bad thing. I don't know why this is a negative. For example, Black British culture is made up of Caribbean people and African people, and it's not a bad thing. There is no such thing as Black British culture without African people and Caribbean people. And there is
You just didn't say American people though.
no such thing as Black American culture without African people and Caribbean people.
You heard what this lady just said. So basically, we're not in their culture, right? Which we are. We're the leaders of influence. But now she's saying that they're in our culture, but we ain't in their culture. How is that? They got things that they did, some of their things that they do, and we got some of the things that we do that's specific to our culture. So how come they're all up in our culture, but we aren't all up in theirs?
The sooner you accept that we're all one and stop doing this whole America first, very white supremacist coded, white nationalist coded, xenophobic, weird dance that we're doing online right now, that's weird. That's weird. The sooner you realize that, like, we are all one and you can't separate us, unfortunately, because we are so embedded in the culture, like, it's offensive.
So we can't be FBA, we can't be Black American culture. We can't have a distinct culture because you feel like this is doing what? What is it doing to everybody else? You call other people what they want to be called, Jamaican, you call everybody else African, Nigerian. It's like I don't see the problem.
To your friends and family as Black American people to say that culturally you're not Black because you're not from America. Huh? How have we gone backwards? What is happening? We all need a trip to the motherland, clearly.
So she got it in her comment section because it's like people are upset that somebody is calling themselves and they understanding the origin of our, of America. That's where the word Black people came from. That's just what it is. You wouldn't in Africa, there's so many Black people there that it wasn't like that. You didn't have to be the name Black. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let y'all see this other group real quick and let y'all see how so many people are upset. It's like they feel like it's dangerous. And I don't get it. I don't get it, but y'all can let me.
I am discovering that plenty of people have been raised in cultureless homes. Because what do you mean you're in the comment sections of strangers asking if you, a person who is born to two Puerto Rican parents, if you are Solani, how are you born to two parents from Cameroon, but you were born in the United States and you're asking?
David Yurman. More meaningful with time.
Touchdown! You probably know these TD moves, but guess what?
Am I Sulani? How are you, a biracial person who has one Kenyan parent and one white American parent, asking, are you Sulani? I think as a Black American, ethnically, I think it's very alarming to see the people who claim that we had no culture grew up in cultureless homes. That is exactly why they cannot say that we have culture, because they cannot identify what culture is, because they were not raised in households with culture. I think that is actually what we're discovering, because there's no way on God's green earth, if you believe in God, that you're going to sit here and say that you believe being born in a different country than what your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents were born in, that you think being born in this country means that you become a different ethnicity. How the fuck do you think that works? If you are born in China, does that make you a Chinese person? No, that just means that your nationality is China. That does not mean that your ethnicity is Chinese. You're not a Chinese person, right? So being born in America, and just because you may have melanated skin, does not mean you are ethnically Black American. And for the people who cannot understand that Black American is the name of our ethnicity, our parents and great-grandparents, especially our great-grandparents, did not go by African American, which is a name that has been deaded, that we are not transferring over to the likes of you. It's being deaded. It's being deaded because so much of our...
It was Indian. And it's a guy that I seen paperwork. They had Negro Indian. That was the classification. They started this African American stuff in 1988. Okay, around when I was born. So it was like before that, it was never that. So what is the real play here? That's what we're trying to say.
Historical influence has been under that moniker, that we're not going to just say, oh, well, it fits you better, so now you get to adapt it. And then that means that everything that historically is written about our people somehow now becomes staking claim in your hands. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. So for the culturalist people who don't understand what it is to be a Sulan or a Black American ethnically, pick up a book. Go to a library.
Straight up.
I can tell the people who literally haven't read a book about anything in this country, but swears up and down that we have no fucking culture. We have no fucking culture. And for the people who are like, oh, Mona Leo used, a Haitian hairstylist and an African producer, who fucking cares? I don't care, because that's what you're not understanding. Black Americans are saying delineation. Delineation is not division. We can sit back and say, okay, you have
exactly. Delineating is not division. We're not trying to divide y'all. We just trying to let everybody understand that it's culture here. It's history here. It's accomplishments that was here. Okay. And if you just overshadow it, okay, just like they do with, just like how the white supremacists do, you are a part of it. So we have to claim what's ours. We have to let people know who land this is, because obviously y'all think that this is, lands to the Europeans, that they was here first, and then they tell you these Asian people was here first, the Filipino that they send, the Indians, these pretendians. It's like they're diluting our culture, bro.
Have pride in your ethnicity, allow us to have pride in ours. See how simple that is? See how simple that is? We would all get along if y'all would stop being disrespectful to Black Americans, because the one thing Black Americans are going to do, we're going to drag you past the white meat. We're going to drag you to the bone marrow, boo. To the bone marrow. So for everybody that's confused, just take your confusion as you don't belong. Because if you're confused on what ethnicity is, I'm sorry to break it to you.
Don't even talk about it, bro.
Your parents didn't raise you right. I got a news out.
He's Haitian American. There's not just one Black person here. You do know that mostly Black Americans were the only people that considered themselves Black. The term was popularized in Black America. So it's also an ethnic marker, the same way African American was, but we're kind of delineating from that, because now Africans that are like first gen are saying that they're African American, which is ultimately co-opting and cosplaying a whole entire ethnic group. And maybe you don't know, but y'all was not calling yourselves Black. Y'all was literally calling yourselves Haitian, Jamaican, Dominican. And this was happening literally.
Right. It was people saying, I'm not Black. I'm not Black. They were saying that, bro. It was
not even a long time ago. This was happening like 5 to 10 years ago. Now all of a sudden it's popular as hell for everybody to say, I'm Black American. That was not a thing. Let me give you a quick history lesson. The term Black became a prominent and self-chosen identifier for people of African, quote unquote, African descent in America during the Black Power movement in the late 1960s. This is when it became popular. So I don't need y'all saying, oh, people been saying that. I'm talking about when it became popular, when it became an ethnic marker, replacing earlier terms like Negro and challenging the passive identification with colored people. Leaders like Stokely Carmichael, and I know he's probably Caribbean, so I don't need y'all to say, oh, a Caribbean. Nope. He got that from a book that was written and coined by a Black American man talking about Black power. And I'm Black and I'm proud. I don't have his name off the top of my head, but if y'all need it, I will come back to you with that information. Popularized the term as a political statement of pride and empowerment, a shift that was cemented in the aftermath of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination and championed in songs like James Brown, which is a Black American man, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. He's Haitian American. There's...
So to differentiate the different Black people in South Florida, Black equals African Americans. I was talking to this guy yesterday, and I was just like, what are you? He was just like, I'm Jamaican. And he said, what are you? And I was just like, I'm Black. And he immediately understood he knew what I meant.
There is definitely a psychology behind the sudden embracement of quote unquote Blackness when it comes to melanated immigrants coming to this country. Now that we as Black Americans have begun to assert distinctive boundaries around our identity, many of these melanated immigrants have suddenly become more eager to claim Blackness. And we all know that this is an identity that they have previously distanced themselves from. They have separated themselves from Blackness. They have always done that. Now, this whole thing about everybody's Black, we all Black, kumbaya, that is not organic. It's not genuine. It's actually a
Bro, they are kicking people out in Africa over there. If you're Nigerian, they have all of their, I mean, and not. I'm just saying that everybody has their distinct culture over there in Africa. So why is it such a problem for us to claim what's up?
defensive response to exclusion. Now, if you look back, many of the Caribbeans and the African immigrants often saw themselves as Nigerian, Jamaican, Ghanaian, or what have you, and even looked down upon us as Black Americans and seen us as being culturally inferior. They often took on the talking points of white supremacists, calling us lazy, uneducated, disconnected from our roots, and even mocked us for being descendants of slaves. Now, I don't know if Africans are aware the Caribbeans were a part of the slave trade as well, because every time they get on here calling us cotton picking Akatas, they're indirectly throwing shots at the Caribbean as well. You often get on here and mock us about slavery, something that you actually participated in, and they're going to have the nerves to call us cotton pickers. Stop talking about Caribbean. They don't deserve that. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Like I was saying, now that we have decided to define ourselves as Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, salon, what have you, suddenly these same people that used to say, I know Black, I Nigerian, they're all saying that they're Black now. It's not about solidarity, people. That's the fear of being excluded from a collective identity that they have previously dismissed and rejected. And this is a psychological projection. It's entitlement. They want to continue benefiting from our legacies, from our culture, from our social gains without paying any historical or cultural dues. And whether anyone likes it or not, Black Americans have been the cultural engine of what it means to be Black globally, from music to fashion to political resistance. That's part of our culture. And being Black ethnically and being Black and proud, that is something that was started here with us, because in the past, none of them wanted to identify with being Black. It was always where they were from and their tribes or whatever island they were from. They didn't want to be Black before, because being Black in America meant being.
If you from South Florida, shout out to Don Jeter, bro. Being from South Florida, right? We know that when we pulled up, we had different ethnicities in Florida. We had, if you was from Cuba, you was from Jamaica, you was from Haiti. We never had no problems. We never had no problems with different, Black people from other places. But they understood when we Black, they understood our ethnicity, bro. It wasn't no problem. They understood what we represent. So I don't understand why it's such a problem for people now, because we were saying the same thing. What you is? I'm Black, bro. Oh, you Jamaican? You Asian? Yeah. It was you already knew what it was, and it wasn't no problem face to face. It's really this internet stuff for real. But let me let her go.
Being oppressed, meant being ghetto or being loud or being uneducated, because if you can remember, these are things that they were saying. They have gotten up on social media and admitted to their parents saying these things too. And they're still saying stuff like this till this day. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm not going to hold y'all. But just to summarize things, just to sum it up, this sudden push for flat Blackness and we're all Black, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is only after we as Black Americans have established boundaries. It's not about unity. It's fake allyship, because a lot of these people that are here, it's opportunists. They want to just be exploitive.
Bro, I showed y'all what the Black Panther Party did. When Black Panther Party came out, there was in every state. There was in China. There was in all kind of countries. Everybody wanted to take on that Black Panther Party. That name, it was everywhere. It was in Africa. They wanted that. They don't remember that, and that was in the 60s. Well, all I'm saying is they always wanted to adapt what was in Black American culture. Always.
It's about the fear of being excluded, and it's the loss of access to benefits. That's what it is. They have never wanted to be Black, because Black has always been attached to struggle, but they wanted to reap the reward, but reject the struggle, which was Blackness. Now, how that work? When people only show up once, you set boundaries. You have to watch out for people like that. It's not solidarity. It's about opportunity. That's it.
Yeah, straight up, bro. Now we're gonna get back to the culture now, but that we was on the culture, right? Look. That's us out there, man. Y'all see them people out there marching, walking around. Who they think?
I've done
They
an
put me in
amazing
there
job
with?
on this journey of
Black
self.
Panther Party.
And another thing, I'm tired of having to explain to people that the term Black American does not stand for everybody that is melanated, aka Black in America. Black American specifies a lineage, a group of people. It doesn't represent Haitians. It doesn't represent Jamaicans. It doesn't represent Bajans. It doesn't represent Africans. It doesn't represent anybody who can tether and come over and claim the term Black. It does not represent you. Because if I asked you, what were you, what is your family ethnicity, you would not even use the term Black. You would say, I'm Jamaican, I'm Nigerian, I'm South African. That's what you would say. The only people who would actually use the term Black are indeed Negroes, Black Americans. So the term Black American stands for the lineage, not a race.
Y'all ever notice how Black Americans are the only group that everybody expect just to accept what's going on, accept these other cultures, right? So you got Africans, you got Caribbeans, you got Blacks that come from Canada, Blacks that come from all over the planet. They come to America and they want to speak for Black Americans.
Let me make the distinction or the delineation. I'm a foundational Black American. My mama Black, my daddy Black. I did not come from any place other than here. I don't go to Jamaica and speak on what's happening in the grill. I do not go to Ghana and speak what's happening in Ghana. I do not go to Nigeria and talk about what's happening in Lagos because it's none of my business. It is not my place. When you come over here from the Caribbean.
Why are you speaking on us if you ain't from here, bro? We don't never speak on nobody else's culture, bro. We always try to help their culture. Anybody in it, we don't never try to tell them how you supposed to name or call yourself. We don't be talking about, hey man, why y'all call yourselves African, bro? That's divisive. Why y'all call yourself this? Like, dude, like you hear other people saying this about us. Like, why are you caring so much, bro?
From Africa, from South America, whichever type of Black that you are, you get an immigrant experience. You do not have 400 years of chattel slavery hanging over your head. You do not know anything about Jim Crow, and you do not understand what is happening to us directly. You catch a little bit of an incident here and there because you look like us. So I'm gonna need everybody who's not a foundational Black American to stay the hell out of my conversation, understand it's not your place, and realize that we have things to do.
That's out. I don't go to Jamaica. I don't go to Barbados. I don't go to the Bahamas. Think that I can speak on what's it like to be a Black person in the fucking Bahamas because I don't know. I don't have the lineage and the heritage to understand what's really going on,
bro.
So it's real disrespectful when you have those Caribbeans, when you have those other Africans, Jamaicans, the Haitians, wherever they come over here, they learn a little bit about Black culture. And they think that they can speak and represent Black Americans. No, and that shit needs to stop. When they talk about delineation, that's what we don't like, y'all. We love y'all, our brothers and sisters and cousins. But when it's time to speak up on Black American culture, y'all need to take a back seat and sit down. We've been here, we've been doing this, we've been fighting the system. We built this foundation that we're standing on as Black people. So I think that the Africans, the Caribbeans, y'all just need, and the Black Hispanics just need to respect it. When it's time to talk about politics, when it's time to vote, y'all should take a step back and kind of hand me the mic. Let me talk. It's my turn, the Black American.
I feel like a lot of y'all are taking what I said the wrong way based on the fact that me saying that you're not Black. And I'm not trying to revoke your Black card, but I'm saying the truth of the matter is that some of you are not Black American term-wise. And what do I mean by that? The term Black pretty much means for Black Americans is that they come from Africa, but they do not know what part of Africa they come from because physically they know they are Black, but they do not know what part of Africa they come from compared to Africans who come from Africa.
And then I don't like, it's people that's dating their history right back here, homie. I don't know what you're talking about. They don't know what part of Africa they from, but we finna, I'm gonna let them go.
Sudan, Nigeria, wherever part of Africa you come from, you know your history, you know your heritage, you know your lineage. Black American people have been scrubbed so cleanly that they do not know what part of Africa they come from. So they jack being American because that's the only thing they know. Based off of American society, they have forced y'all to be put into the roles of being Black American, but in reality, a lot of you guys are not Black. You are based off of American structure, based off of where they placed you, you are Black American. But in actuality, just like how white people have their white Europeans, you guys are the same for us, for all of us. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being Black Caribbean, Black American, Black African, whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is that when we act like being Black American and being Black Caribbean is the same fucking thing, it erases everybody's fucking culture and it makes it into one. When in actuality, it needs to be respected as its own individuals, just like how American white people and American British people and American whatever else they have.
Like,
Understand
it ain't no African Jamaican.
that they're all based off of different cultures. While Black people do not get that same respect from you guys because you guys do not respect their culture.
It is okay to just be Black. I mean, shit, everyone else wants to be. Disclaimer, I'm Sierra Leonean and first generation American, so if a Black American wants to tell me why I'm wrong, I welcome it. But my whole life, I've watched y'all try to connect yourselves to different cultures, like the Black Israelites, the
Bespoke AI Family Hub Plus refrigerator with AI vision inside.
Egyptian crowd. Oh, this week I heard a person say that even Christopher Columbus was Black. And that's how I knew we'd gone too far. And I'm not saying any of this is wrong per se. What I am saying is that I haven't heard it from a credible source. Please keep your YouTube documentaries to yourself. I promise I don't want them. Why I do all that when Black culture literally runs the world? This culture y'all created after having your roots stripped from you is beautiful. Everything from the hair, the clothes, the food, the music, you name it. And y'all only did it in about 400 years since the first Black slaves were brought on American soil. 157 if you only want to count when slaves were freed. But even things like jumping the broom, soul food, and cornrows were made during slavery. Other cultures had thousands of years to build their traditions, and they haven't nearly done what y'all have. How are you not proud of that? Your culture is phenomenal, and I know it's phenomenal because everybody tries to steal it. Have you heard a K-pop song? They make drill music in London. Come on now. They don't even have guns to do the drilling. Do we have to talk about the melanin deficients wearing braids and locks? Y'all built something this amazing in the face of unimaginable horrors and systematic oppression. It's like the rose that grew in the concrete. If somebody set the rose on fire, every centimeter it grew. So to not claim and embrace this culture like the superhero origin it is, it baffles me. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm not saying don't explore your roots, because that's your business. But
now, we're gonna get back to the culture, but y'all know Young Thug just took a picture. I mean, he just sat down with the rabbis like Kanye. Okay, and Young Thug is Haitian, you know what I mean? So I want to show y'all this and how this is so lame, bro. It's like I think he trying to get his money back up. It's something to it. But I want to show y'all this, but watch how he they kissing them people feet to try to, I don't know, feel a part of something. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. We need to be going to see Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson been putting down for the culture for years, bro. Let me put this back. We need to be making sure we go see Claude Anderson, bro. That's one of our leaders, bro. That's one of our people that put the playbook together. You going to see a rabbi, bro? You got nothing against the rabbi, bro. My people go first. It's like this is an advertisement or something, bro. like it's somebody sitting there recording it, they dropping the videos. It's like, I think it's something to this, bro. They may have to do this. What y'all think, bro? I think they got to do this. You know, it's not like so. But nobody else have Africans. That's what I'm saying. Nobody else have Africans, bro, in their name. But they want us to. Now, y'all know Kanye West just did this. And my point is, why ain't we going to see our people, bro? Why don't we have our elders that we putting on? Like, we got Claude Anderson. What we got? Farrakhan. I just feel like why we ain't showing respect to our black men, bro. It's just I feel like this gonna trickle down, but I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. But I think they gotta do it. I don't think it's about liking. I think like they told them like, look, bro, you gotta do it. This is your way of getting back you some, getting your money back. But let's go back to homie right here, man.
But I am saying, don't ignore this beautiful tree that you do know and that you know for a fact your direct ancestors built.
The global Black identity is a fairly new one. There's so much discourse online about being Black. What I realize is that many people in the diaspora don't understand what it means to be Black in America and what Black means in America. I always hear things online from people sharing their experiences when they say Black Americans think they own Blackness. Black Americans think they're superior when it comes to being Black. Black Americans don't even consider other Black people Black. Black Americans are dumb if they think that they're the only Black people in the world. Being Black in America is not simply a racial marker. Black equals Black American / African American, which is an ethnic group that has developed in America for over 500 years. Being Black in America is also inclusive of Black American culture, which is a huge foundation for American culture, especially the culture that is exported around the world. The Black identity globally is a fairly new concept and idea. The racial marker Black was created in the colonies during colonialism, and Latin America, the Caribbean, the USA all have their version of what Black means in their various countries, but none of them use the English form of Black as we know it today. The Haitian Constitution of 1805 is one of the first times we see the word Black used to describe the people. It was decreed that everyone was Black in Haiti. Barbados had a decree of Blackness in the 1800s. In Brazil, they used the term preto to describe Black people. The thing we see in most of these countries, especially in the Caribbean, is that they're mainly homogenous places where the majority of the country is Black. So the term Black is not really used. The country is used, ergo Jamaican, Dominican, Haitian, the list goes on. So it was primarily utilized in America to distinguish from the Black minority, which are the descendants of slaves, and the European majority. On the continent, everyone was phenotypically the version of Black categorized in the New World. In Africa, they were distinguished by tribe, by kingdom, by region. This changed when South Africa, Tanzania, and other places in Southern Africa got colonized by Europeans, and they introduced the term Black and white to distinguish between the Black majority and the European white minority. As the world grew more interconnected and globalization took over, Pan-African movements started to bring together Black people around the world. The moniker Black started to be used to describe the African diaspora as a whole. When immigration en masse started happening to the United States, especially from Africa, those same people that were Nigerian or Igbo, Ghanaian or Ashanti, Angolan or Himba instantly became Black in America, but not Black by ethnicity, culture, or historical context. And the term African American was developed and adopted in the 1980s. It was utilized to distinguish between foundational Black Americans who were descendants of slaves versus all of the other African and Caribbean immigrants that we had in this country. During this time, Black immigrants never referred to themselves as African American or Black because they knew that meant foundational Black Americans. As you see, the answer isn't simple without historical reference or nuance. So when a Black American person looks at someone else who's phenotypically Black and says, but you're not Black, they don't mean you're not racially Black. What they mean is you're not Black by ethnicity, you're not Black by culture, and you're not Black by history in the place that we live in. It's also generational because with immigration, technology, the internet, and exposure, we all gradually became Black. But if you ask anyone that's Gen X or the boomer or anyone older, if you ask them, are they black? They'll most likely say no. They'll say, I'm Haitian, I'm Nigerian, I'm Ghanaian. To the global identity of being black to be a fairly new one. In my own lifetime, 20 years ago, when I was in junior high and elementary school, I remember no one was black except for African Americans. And now everyone's black, which I think is a beautiful thing. But I think we do ourselves a disservice when we're not able to ascertain that moment and shift when that happened and why certain linguistical things are associated with being black in America versus black abroad. I think there's so much we can learn from each other and from our experiences of being black wherever we are from. I think that America is a very unique place because it is the place where everyone around the world has come to. So everyone from each colony that has formerly enslaved people who look just like me live side by side with African Americans who were formerly enslaved here in their country. So it's this thing where you appear somewhere, and because you look like the other people there, you assume that you would know and understand it.
Think about it. If you went to Jamaica right now, you couldn't say I'm Jamaican. They'll be like, bro, you ain't Jamaican, bro, you tripping. You go somewhere and you go to Nigeria, you go to Africa and say, I'm African, and you talking like you're from America. They're going to be like, you ain't African. You go anywhere into their culture and say like you part of them. They're going to be like, nah, bro, no, you not. You from America. You black. Like how it don't work the other way around at all. You know, you couldn't claim, no black American couldn't claim none. They're gonna be like, nah, no, you're not. You ain't Nigerian, bro.
Each other's history and culture with nuance, but there's so much to learn on both sides.
Janet, you know how Fifth Third Bank keeps your money safe with.
Now I want to.
This gets so confusing. Let me read this. It says Black in America means Black Americans, which is our ethnicity. For other Black people, it's just their race. Oh my God, this is so confusing. Is it just me? But I think I know what you're saying because I didn't learn this. Why am I so loud? I didn't learn this until I left the United States of America and started meeting more people who were from other places in the Americas, like Cuba, Venezuela, Brazil, Colombia, Belize, like I can keep going. And they don't consider themselves Black. They consider themselves whatever they are from whatever country they are from. And that was like confusing for me as someone being born in America, United States of America. It was confusing for me because that's not something we discuss. You know, we just see ourselves as Black, you know, and then they start, I mean, it goes so deep in the United States of America because on my birth certificate, it doesn't say Black. Ooh, yes. I'm telling my age, right? And we've been everything from colored to African American now,
Afro American
to Negro, right? To I don't know what else they're gonna try to come up with. So I can see why people from the United States of America are so confused about what to actually say or how to present themselves to other people in different countries, you know, and I don't live in the United States of America anymore. And I'm in contact with tons of people from.
Wow, you don't live, right? So, I mean, you seeing it firsthand from everybody, but check this out, y'all. I wanted y'all to see how this brother did something on the private prisons. Is suing. They suing the state, bro, because they can't get nobody locked up. It was like private prisons is mad. Like, bro, we supposed to be having these Black people locked up, man, and we ain't getting nobody.
there are owners of private prisons that are suing the states that they are contracted to put people in prison in right now in this country. Let me say that again now. There are owners of private prisons that have been contracted by the states, put their prison in that state and put people in prison, that are suing those states because they promised them a certain amount of occupancy. And since they've changed some of their laws to be more lenient on locking people up, which has reduced the population in the prison, and now they're suing them for that makeup because they promised them more people than they got. This is how much of a business putting people in jail is. That because they operating at 50% and y'all promised me 75, 80%, I can sue y'all now because y'all ain't locking up enough people.
They're not locking up enough people, but this is what's going on, right? Y'all notice that they also giving a lot of probation out. So what I'm seeing is, and I was on probation before, and what I'm seeing what's going on is they're making more money with the probation because you got to pay. So instead of locking you up because they're going to have to feed you if something happened medically, they got you. It's better that they just, you get in trouble and they just charge you $150, $200 a month, make you pee in the cup. You know, you got to stop by the office. It's like all of this probation is I think is doing it, but prison always been a profit. But I think that preacher, man, that white preacher, he molested a kid and he got 6 months in jail and he got like 8 years probation. Look at Young Thug, he got 10 years probation. They ain't doing these sentencing no more. So it's less people in jail. And if you get in trouble, you most likely gonna get probation. They'll give you 10 years probation. So it's like, we know that it's a scam. It's always been a scam, but just to see that they're mad that people they can't charge people to sit in jail. It's just letting know the whole thing needs to be shut down.
Yeah, because y'all reduced and changed some of y'all laws, so y'all not locking people up for simple shit no more, like y'all was. Now,
yeah, bro, we was getting locked up for flowers, having grass and flowers and stuff, doing years. People getting 10 years, bro, for a plant. They had all of this dumb stuff that, man, you driving with a suspended license, you going to prison. You trespassing, bro. It's like we had to look. Black people was going to prison for the most simplest stuff, bro. And they can't keep doing that because it looks bad. So now the industry is hurt.
Our jails ain't as full. We not making as much money. So either y'all gonna have to pay me the money that y'all the difference, or y'all gotta lock some more people up. And the states can't afford to pay them out of the pocket straight. So now they in court going back and forth right now.
They don't have no more. They don't have nothing else that they can like trick us to like we going to jail for no more. Like how they did with weed, how they did with cocaine. It's like, they don't have nothing to trick, but we still got to be aware because, we was fooled with that when it happened. But I think we got to be on the lookout for the future, especially for our young boys, because they may want to pack these prisons and make some billions.
Over this. Like, yo, this is crazy. This is how much of a commodity and how much of a business it is to lock people up in America. Because, back in the day where they was getting 100 a day, it's probably more than that now, 200 a day or whatever for each prisoner. But yeah, you promised me when I set this prison up, I was going to be at 80%, 75, 80% occupancy. Now I've been operating at 50%. I'm losing money. Now y'all got to do something. Something got to change. Y'all got to lock some of these cats up or y'all going to have to pay me. So, like, that's crazy. Like, how is putting people in the jail just become a business? I thought jail was supposed to be a deterrent for people not to do crime. So if everybody just stopped doing crime, then what's supposed to happen then? That's going to be a problem, huh?
It's going to be a big problem because it's a lot of jobs. You got these lawyers, you got these probation officers. All of these people are banking that a lot of people go to jail. Their careers are around it. So it's like right now, bro, if everybody was just did tribal, cultural, back in the day stuff and just stayed in the tent, prayed and eat and stayed with the family and nobody did anything, bro, the world will crumble. So we understand crime pays. This is what they say when they say crime pays. And that's why drill music is good for them. They love that.
Really? Crazy. This is insane. Insane, yeah. Like when I read that, I couldn't believe it. Like, how you suing people because they ain't bringing up people to your jail?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a large number. Yeah, the jail's supposed to stay 80% full.
How you gonna make
keep them in here, lock them up?
That's letting you know that they already on with tricking us to go to jail. You know, it's already a marketing. If this is a business like they saying it is, every business got to do marketing. You can't have a business, bro, without marketing. You have to market something so you can continue to keep customers coming in. Like I'm on Google and every day I'm pushing out marketing dollars every day to get people to let them know, hey, I purify water in your area. You know, I got the best prices in town with the best warranty, with the best service. I have to push this out every day. I get calls. People call me, set an appointment. I test their water and give them their equipment. This is the same how prison works. They got to spend money and market for black people to commit crimes. That's why you see, like, if you go to a town that people say is bad and you go to the city and you'll be like, dang, bro, like real life when I'm here, I don't really. But when I look at the news, I'd be like, damn, I think it's be shootouts every day. That's because they have to market bad crime to get people to go to jail. It may be one or two people doing something. They're going to make it seem like it's just so bad. It's crazy. What you people talking about? The world is going nuts in all USA. Juan Guzman, man, carry your ass back to wherever you from, bro. To my F the USA. You feel me? This is where our ancestors and stuff from. What if somebody go to your country and they say that about your country, bro? Because them same people probably running your country too, bro. You sound crazy. But let me let this man switch. Y'all need to stay on y'all culture, bro. Y'all be tapping in on my culture.
That's how you can make their money. That's the revenue, baby. The number's at the top. I got to reach this number. So I need this amount of capacity to reach that number. 50 won't do it. I got too many empty cells in here, baby. I need big.
The marketing ain't working. Like that, all that drill music and stuff and all of that rap music, they need another play now. It's not working. It's a marketing tool it's going down. That's not making people deem stupid body. I've been here before you. Them stupid body. What you mean you've been here before us? What are you talking about? You've been here before black people, bro? Juan Guzman? Juan Guzman, you know that Philippine was named after a black man named Philip from the America that conquered Philippines? Them stupid body, I've been here before you. How you been here before who? You been in America before? I want to hear what you got to say, bro, because y'all be ignorant, bro. Y'all don't really be knowing history. Y'all just be mad at something that you ain't even mad at. I don't never go on no cultural channel and be talking about their country or I'm not interested in it. I'm in here talking to my people about my country, and you coming in, you from somewhere else, you saying F USA. So it's like, what is you talking about, bro? Your ancestors ain't do nothing on this land. What your ancestors did on this land? One. Huh? How you been here before us? Who told you that lie, bro? I'm about to drop the link so you can explain yourself. Hold on. I'm finna give you a chance to, make a fool of yourself, bro. I'm gonna share this link for you. Hold on. So you can tell me what you talking about. How you been here? Hold on. How you been here before me, bro? Look, the link in the description, bro. How you been here before any of my people? That's what I want to know. Because we Aztec, the Mayans and the Aztecs, that's us, bro. Guarantee you. They didn't come from, you probably think them Aztecs and the Mayans, they told you was the people that when they were doing eugenics, when the white people were doing eugenics and trying to make all these different races, they threw y'all over here, bro. Tried to make it seem like this was y'all land and y'all made a treaty for it. But this ain't y'all land, bro. But I'm finna let my man, bro, you the second dude who came on my live.
I got bells that need to be filled, baby. Come on, now. Hey, like the hotel, just exactly like a hotel. What are you talking about? The same model.
Same model.
Come on now. And they, like I said, they in court right now trying to get that paper.
They gonna get that paper too, probably, because they probably in on it as well. You got all these people coming in on my page, bro. We talking about our business, our name, and our culture, and they feel some type of way. I don't understand that. Like, people be really mad, bro, at what you calling yourself. That's my thing. Like, why are you mad at me for what I'm calling myself, bro?
From all over. And, when they ask me if I'm African, I just say no. I say I'm from the United States of America. But I never really thought about it till recently. Like, what am I going to start saying? Because I don't want to say I'm from America anymore. I want to come up with something that really represents me as a whole. And these border things, I'm going to get into that later, but these borders have destroyed us, y'all. We are all people of the earth. We're meant to roam about freely. This stuff is all made up. It's all made up. All made up.
You have said that you resent the idea of being called an African American, that
Yes.
you are a Black American.
Yes.
Explain.
I think that when they call Black people who were born and raised for generations in this country, if you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American. You don't accept being born in Chicago or New York or Detroit or wherever you were born. For generations, your family has been here, built this country too. Sweat and tears and all that, fought in every war, okay? So this is my country here. So I don't want to be called African American. I'm an American American. My people have died and done everything for this country.
American and white and human become synonyms. That why can't we just treat each other as human beings? To me, when I hear it from a white person, it means why can't we all just pretend to be white people? I'll pretend you're a white person, and then you can pretend to be white. Why don't you eat what I eat? Why don't you think like that? Like that?
I think he was cursing, so it's kind of like,
Where I'm ready to connect, come out to my place. Or maybe I'll come down and get some artifacts from your place. That is bullshit.
my first time seeing that clip too. It was shot to me. Shout out to
Why is it so hard to understand that being Black American is an ethnicity?
Africans as a whole, like Kenyans, Nigerians, South Africans, all that I've seen have always included you guys as African, like African first. Again, from what I've seen, you guys would be considered more African than American. And I think they would consider you ethnically African, I guess.
This topic is something that I used to think people were being intentionally obtuse about, but seeing people from all across different demographics, different ethnicities, different cultures come to the same conclusion, it really is baffling, because I think that due to the history of America and what America represents, they consider everyone in America an immigrant, and they don't take account to Native Americans and then Black Americans who are indigenous to the America. Now, when I say indigenous, I don't mean that we are the natives of this land. I mean that the Black American ethnicity exists in America because it was created there. We went through an ethnogenesis in America, creating Black Americans as an ethnicity. Black Americans are extremely mixed because we're from at least 7 regions of Africa, right? All those different regions of Africa, then European, and then trace amounts of native DNA. So when you have a group of people who come from almost the entire continent of Africa mushed into one with white people and with natives, that is a new ethnicity. And the same way that Cape Verdeans are multi-generational mixed people, the same way colored people in South Africa are multi-generational mixed people, is the same way Black Americans are multi-generational mixed people. We aren't simply African. No one in the Americas is just simply African. No one in Brazil, no one in Haiti, no one in Jamaica, no one in Dominican Republic, no one in Trinidad, no one in America is simply just African due to the history of us in the Americas, due to us being on plantations and a part of the colonies and having slave masters rape our great-great-great-grandmothers, and then everybody being a byproduct of mixing. We're not African, and then we're more African than American because we wouldn't exist without America, and America wouldn't exist without us.
Exactly. Now, I'm gonna touch on this DJ Academics and Rory a little bit, y'all, with the Black women. I think they were doing this. I want to know what y'all think. I think they were doing this out of, trying to attack a Black woman, or, is kind of get you popularized. But I want to know what y'all think. I'm going to play this little clip, man. And I want to open up the line, man. Mama Lisa was supposed to call in. I'm going to open up the line, though. But check this out. They use a Black woman to get clout. They had this fake racism stuff, which it could be true. It could be a little.
You guys, somebody is going to get hurt behind this. Now, I'm sure over the last couple of days, you guys have been seeing a lot of old resurfaced tweets from Rory, and it's pretty bad. A lot of those tweets were aimed at Black women. I saw a couple of tweets that were aimed at Beyonce and Blue. Even today, people are still finding a lot of old Rory tweets. Now, Rory actually apologized for it. Today on the brand new podcast episode, Rory addressed it and he realized he was wrong. Here's what he said.
You want to seem like a martyr for the culture. I'll take this one on the chin, fellas. Don't worry about it.
This is not one that I want to take on the chin whatsoever. But yes, I did go into Twitter Spaces. I don't think my intentions came off the correct way because I was in there to get my talking to.
Why?
But when I woke up this morning and listened back to some of it, I sounded very, very dismissive in the beginning.
As you should have been.
No, because there were some people in there, because I was on the side of everybody knows, the people that know me know who I am and know what it is.
Which is why you shouldn't be talking about it.
But there were people in there that don't know me and were actually searching for an actual response or reply.
And I was, man. I'm not saying,
we got
to stop saying that.
Can I finish, please?
They weren't searching for shit. They were searching for attention. They were searching to go back and forth with you so they can clip it and put it on their YouTube channels. That's all they were searching for. Nobody was searching for answers. Nobody was hurt. Nobody's children didn't eat last night as a result of tweets that you tweeted, fake tweets 12 years ago. So it's not that serious.
I agree with you that there was definitely people in there with just that intention, but there were some people that were generally just looking for an answer. And I apologize for being dismissive to those people in particular that were just looking for an answer to what some of those tweets and fake retweets and all that was. So I do apologize because I did come off dismissive to some people that did not deserve that were just saw something out of context and was like, yo, what's up with this? And I was a little condescending and dismissive in the beginning. About 20, 30 minutes in, I started to realize, oh shit, all right, we're not doing the joke shit anymore. And at that point, everyone was texting me, get the fuck out of the spaces. And I felt like it was too late then. I got to just stay here because if I run, it's even worse. But I handled that spaces very poorly. I will say that. You are correct about the spaces.
Okay.
I'm saying me personally, after I listened to the space, I felt bad of how I handled being dismissive in the beginning. That's all. So I want to apologize for that.
Why were you being dismissive?
Because when it started, there was, I know people don't understand the term fake retweet, but at a time on Twitter, people would type out retweet someone's at to make it look like they said something when you were battling back and forth on Twitter.
I was there.
So when that was popped up, yes, I was laughing about it, and I was dismissive, and then people have every right to feel away with or without context. Like I'm not here to argue that. I'm just here to say I handled the spaces poorly. That's all.
I guess it's just like again, I'm gonna just keep going to the age difference between you and me.
empathize with somebody looking at my white face in this space for so long, having opinions, and then seeing those tweets and being like, yo, what the fuck? I can see the outrage with it. I'm not here saying like, yo, what's like, why are y'all so mad? I'm not here to say that. But I mean, the one they're the most outraged about was not in the context that they're making it seem. But with that said, I understand why everyone's outraged. Yesterday, I just was in a different mind state and I was being a fucking dick. Because I thought it was laughable for somebody to call me a raging racist. But this morning,
I did too.
But this morning, with a different lens and a good night's sleep, yeah, I sounded like a fucking asshole. So, you know, I apologize.
You here
for
to
that
apologize to all the victims?
I'm not. See, don't put words in my mouth.
Are you here to apologize to everyone that was offended and was hurt?
Sure. If somebody was offended by that, I do apologize.
David Yearman. More meaningful with time.
All right. I mean, you know, this is that's you know how you feel, and cool.
I want to get. You said that this is the problem with black males who always. Oh, you didn't finish the last part. Always, Not the Verdi Smith, but finish what you. I ain't get it clearly, but let me let them rock out.
But I mean, you know,
I'm just saying, can you do me a favor from now on?
Don't go in space.
Exactly. Now, unfortunately for Rory, everybody that doesn't like you is going to come out the woodworks to kick your back in. Even people that you negatively talked about their music is going to come out the woodworks. We see this every single time media personalities is under fire. People like Charlemagne, Joe Budden, Academics was the most recent one. That's just how it goes. This morning, DJ Vlad said, yo, Rory spent years talking shit about me, trying to push the I'm white, but I'm not like Vlad narrative. He was right. Now everyone sees that Rory has always been racist towards black women. I'm nothing like him. This is just par for the course. All your ops are going to come out the woodworks to paint you in the most negative light ever. And sometimes somebody takes it a little too far. This morning, DJ Academics woke up and saw Rory under fire, and he started rubbing his hands like Birdman. Academics told Rory, hey, bro, I ain't forget you, punk. Let me spin the block one more time. I'm sure you guys know the history between DJ Academics and Rory. If you guys don't, just go check out my past videos. I'm not going to rehash it. Academics went on to make a very interesting tweet that people feel like was out of bounds and he crossed the line. He said 4 years ago, Rory, you came to my house trying to be cute like you were some mob boss. I've been on your head ever since. For my protection, of course. Thought you got a 10 mil podcast deal. I don't know why you still in the hood. There's mad black women out there. Don't you hate them? Now, Academics could have easily left it right there. He got his point across to Rory, but no. He goes on to attach pictures of Rory and his daughter. That's correct, you guys. These are pictures that somebody took, basically stalking Rory and his daughter anywhere they go. From being at the park to walking on the streets, Academics posted these pictures online to let Rory know, I'm always watching you. Now, out of respect, I'm not going to post these pictures. If you got a daughter or if you got a son, you know how innocent kids are. If you got a beef with Rory, that's fine. You can take pictures of Rory when he's out somewhere partying, if he's on a date somewhere with a chick. But personally, posting these pictures of Rory and his daughter is flat out wrong. It's so wrong that everybody went from attacking Rory to now attacking DJ Academics for posting Rory's kid. Somebody told Academics, yo, posting the guy's picture with his kid, you're just looking to get deceased. Crazy. I called him a dick rider. Him coming to my house was asking to get split then. Have patience. It might take 10 years. You catch them fuck niggas. Now, even though Academics claims Rory was the person that came to his house, Rory has denied that on multiple occasions. Even when Joe Budden asked him about it, Rory said no, it was not me that went to Academics' house and put that card in his mailbox.
Well, he was calling you guys all type of shit, all
of course,
type of names,
it was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
actually,
he's gonna be an enemy for life.
Yeah, I mean, that shit was crazy. Like, did you actually do that to academics? What he's accusing you of doing? Did you actually do that?
No,
like,
I was just. And by the way,
that will be snitching though.
I mean,
no,
not if he
I
actually
didn't
say that.
I didn't, but also I was just with Bootleg Kev, and I know it's a live stream, so that'll come out later.
Violated your child straight up.
But I feel for dude, and this is not. I know people are gonna think this is some shots or some like satire, sarcasm. Am I wrong? Did two people try to break into his house?
I never knew your opinion on that action. Or number one, if you thought it was true,
because I never knew about it.
I shouted on the internet for like mad long. Maybe you didn't know about it at the time.
That's what I'm talking about. When it was happening.
But after you did know.
When y'all was saying it was happening.
But after you did know. Like, I look at you and I feel like you draw the line much earlier than that. Like, I feel like I don't feel like the showing up to the crib thing is even given somebody who's been through situations with DJ Vlad, Ransom, all that type of stuff. That is beyond the scope of possibility of where you would.
When I thought it was real, I went to my guy and I said, "You didn't do this, did you?" He said, "No," and that was the end of it for me.
If Rory actually pulled up to his house to drop off that card in his mailbox, that's not okay either. These are all nasty and dangerous games being played. If you guys really hate each other that bad, you guys both live in Jersey and could easily meet up and squabble and get it over with. If you want to call out Rory for the tweets, if you want to call him all kinds of names, go ahead. But you got to understand where you're doxing the man and you're putting his child out there, it could possibly backfire. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of academics revealing that he's been stalking Rory for years and also posting this picture of him and his child? Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.
He's stalking the man. Yeah, Rory, you gonna have to Rory ain't about that though. I think he already like he ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't feel like, I feel like he already, but dude did violate his child. But we gonna see where this go. We definitely gonna see where this go. But man, make sure y'all, it's November, man. Make sure y'all support the culture, man. Support our people, man. We not really spending money with the US right now. So make sure you go out your way. Make sure you spend money with the people. And I'm gonna go live tomorrow. Y'all know we do on Sunday. We're going live, but I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Shout out to Don Jeter, Know Thyself, my guys, everybody who tapped in. Appreciate love, y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next video, man. Peace and love.